Hi, everyone. Two girls, one ticket.
We are back. How's everybody doing? It's a fabulous Wednesday.
Fabulous Wednesday. Brogan's back in Austin. Welcome back.
Oh,
We're
it's
both here.
hot.
That's a miracle.
I know. Well, you're leaving us tomorrow, but yeah, we're back from California. It's been a few weeks. Came back a very warm welcome, to say the least.
This humidity, it'll get you.
It's absolutely crazy, but I kind of like last night we were making dinner and we had the blinds up and the thunderstorms and everything. It's definitely unique, and I you don't get that in California, so I appreciate that.
That's so funny. My brother is obviously in LA, and
Mhm.
I was texting last night that we had such a good storm. The thunder was insane. And he
It
was
was
like, I would love,
rolling.
yeah, he was like, I would love one of those.
It is super cool, and again, I love kinda that weather, and we never get those in California, so every time I see it still, I'm, like, amazed by it, so that was the really nice part.
So pretty. And to see it downtown, the skyline and the lightning is just so cool.
It shakes our building. My
Yeah.
dog is scared shitless under the bed, so poor Rufus.
Poor Rufus. Love a good storm. So, coming back from LA, what are your thoughts on Spencer Pratt and what is kind of the s- vibe, the hype around it right now? I mean, obviously, it has to be one of the biggest topics there.
I mean, the Hills star has really made a comeback. He obviously, I'm rooting for him.
Has risen.
A lot of people are rooting for him. Logistically, I don't know if it'll work with Bass and everything. I don't know. I again don't talk politics. I don't know much about it, but I know at the end of the day, Spencer Pratt is spewing things that make sense.
Mhm.
Homeless people. Like he's targeting mothers who have kids that are in schools. They don't want needles and drug addicts and homeless people kind of around their children, which is a logical statement. I think every parent should want to vote for Spencer Pratt for what he's fighting for or what he's, kind of saying. So I think the morale for him is really high. We'll see if he can actually pull it through. I'm a little hesitant. It is LA. There's a lot of transients. There's more people that don't make as much sense uneducated in LA rather than educated people. So that's kind of the only downfall. But I'm rooting for him. Go Spencer. Come on.
I mean, his campaign is pretty genius. And
It's
just the
the most logical
It is
thing
so
ever.
logical, right, his platform really isn't coming from a place of, like you said, right or left, and again, not
Yeah.
trying to make this about politics, but I'm
Yeah.
just more talking about as like a figure. Obviously, everyone knows him from the Hills, from our day. I was
Yep.
never a big Hills fan, but who didn't know it? You know the characters. At the time, it was, like, the biggest thing, and I always thought he was, like, the biggest, like, douche,
Asshole.
like,
Yeah.
clown, like and then Heidi didn't make it any better, and then the fact that they, like, ended up together, you're like, "Okay, this is just classic." But they disappear. You don't hear anything about him for so long. I mean, she tried to make her music, and now he's back, and I like him. Like, I'm rooting from him. And obviously, I have no skin in it, but now I'm just kind of like very involved in keeping up with it and hearing what he has to say and what he's doing campaign wise and his marketing is just so great. Like,
Well,
his go ahead.
yeah, no, I was just gonna say, yeah, you don't even have to know politics. Just exactly what he's saying either makes sense or it doesn't make
Right.
sense. And it makes sense. I mean, if you're into safety and making sure your kids are okay,
Right,
Jesus.
the well-being of your state, and he has a story to speak to himself having to move because I mean, his house burned down, the parents' house burned down
Mhm.
from the fires, but recreating, like, the streets of LA and the
Did you see
homelessness and
Bel-Air?
the tents yes, that is first and foremost. Singing his version of Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, using the storyline of his life and having to move to Bel-Air because of the fires, like, could not have been more fitting and so well done. And then the
He's just
Lego reenactment of recreating the streets of LA and the homelesses and the
Yep.
tents burning, and I mean, just so great. And then I read this morning he had gone into is it called the jungles? Is that a bad area? I'm pretty sure it's
I
called
don't
the
know.
jungle or jungles, but it's like a neighborhood that like nobody has gone into, politician wise. And there he was, very high crime, very, very not safe. And he had like through a barbecue essentially. And he's hanging out with
In
all these
Skid Row?
guys and just,
Or where?
and no, I think it's called jungles. I mean, I'm going to have to look that up, but
I am too.
Anyways, he was just like just there hanging and looks like he was very well received, but even that, it was like, look at him stepping out and doing things and trying to really understand what's going on and showing that even in those areas, he can make a difference. And like you said, maybe it's not the most educated people or whatever that you're dealing with, but if he goes and shakes hands with them and tells them what he's doing and just kinda, like, puts himself out there, a vote's a vote.
I was talking more about the people that move to LA and then are allowed to vote for LA because they're
Mhm.
taking all of our taxpayer money. So those are the uneducated. It's the kids that go there
Mm.
wanting to be waitresses and waiters and end up voting, Democrat that ruin the city. So, but those people, I don't want to hate on the uneducated and the poor communities. That's not good.
Yeah, well, um, anyways, it was just good again, good nice to see him there, and I know politicians in general, like, do their thing, but I just feel like he's not even promoting himself as a politician, like,
Nope.
he's really just being a man of the people and wanting to make his city good, which I totally respect. Like, we need a little bit of that here too.
Just he loves his hometown.
I love it.
He wants to make
And it
sure
is
it's right
such
again.
a beautiful state and
It
such a
is.
beautiful city and area, and it really is so sad to see where it's gone. Um,
Yes.
but
Well,
like,
I'm
go
rooting
Spencer
for him.
Pratt, yeah.
Go Spencer Pratt, go. I know a lot of my friends are kind of like well, biggest, I guess, fundraising individuals, and they go to all the events and they say the turnout's been great. And so I'm really rooting for him. So come on.
That's awesome. And speaking of who are we rooting for, we
Oh, we're
have our
rooting for the
final series starting tonight, Knicks and Spurs in San Antonio. Game 1 tonight, 7:30. Who are we going for? I know who I'm going for.
I
This is
know who
like
you're going
having
for,
2 of your
but
children playing in, like, the finals against each other of, like, the biggest sports thing, because my Texas team is Spurs, but my,
mhm.
like, heart and soul are the Knicks. So I've gotta go
Wow.
for the Knicks, but it's gonna be a tough one.
Didn't know you were such a diehard basketball fan, but no, I mean, well, I was thinking San Antonio, obviously, I know Austin doesn't have a NBA team, but, like, are all the Austin people rooting for the Spurs, or how does that work? I don't know. Did you grow up on the Spurs here, living
I
here?
did, but I think that also is because going to school in San Antonio and just being
Yeah,
around it, but I mean, who's a Mavericks fan or a Rockets fan? Like, I don't even know. Like, those would be the other competition as
options.
far as,
Yeah,
like, us or Austin or Texas people in general, but I mean, Spurs is the OG.
it's the OG. Okay, well,
So,
then I guess now that since I'm a new Austin individual, I am gonna have to go for the Spurs. I think the Knicks have enough fans that are rooting for them.
but both fan bases are so good. Like, you could not pick a better final as far as the
Energy?
fans and the energy. Yeah, in both cities. Did you see the celebrations in, well, both cities, but San Antonio more recently? Um, just crazy, like, and they're all the just happiest, obviously heavily Mexican population, but, like, the happiest fans, like, flying their flags, driving
Are
around,
they starting
honking,
fires?
starting fires in the streets with gasoline, but it's all, like, very
That's not
peaceful. Like,
good,
again, these
Lauren.
are no, this is good. Like, we're not shooting people, we're not doing anything. This is, like, just
One thing
very
leads to another.
I know, but, like, just the best little celebrations, everyone's so excited, and then obviously in New York, I loved seeing the subway stations getting painted orange and blue. All of the, like, Ralph's Italian Ice and, like, all these different bakeries and things are doing everything orange and blue. I mean, everything is just orange and blue up there. Everything's Spurs down here, so I cannot wait to see. But the saddest part was, did you see that 17-year-old boy was celebrating? He was on top of a car, which why do people get on top of a car to celebrate or ride around or do anything? Like,
Well,
fell off.
as you said it, they're celebrating, and it's a good celebration. And I think one thing leads to another.
I
There's
know,
starting
but I
these
don't think I
fires,
would
there's
get up
riots,
on
there's
the car, like on
yeah.
the roof of a car that's moving.
Oh, it was
And
moving.
yeah, like it was like it driving down the street and he
Oh
fell
God.
off and was brain dead and then passed away. But
Oh,
just terrible. I hate to hear that part of the
not a
celebrations,
good
but
ending. That's so sad.
do not get on top of cars that are
That are moving.
moving.
I think
Exactly.
think that's a logical thing. But
It's
God
a
bless him.
logical thing. Um, but cannot wait. Spurs have never lost game 1 of an NBA finals. That's an interesting stat.
Ooh, they're playing
Put some
tonight, aren't they?
pressure. 2-night in San Antonio.
Did you see that video I just sent you? They're rolling into San Antonio. The
Yes, I
Knicks.
loved it. I was excited already.
That's gotta
Um,
get you fired up. I'm
Fired up.
surprised you're not on the car ride down there right now, ready to attend the game.
What's so funny, so obviously Spurs Knicks will kick off in San Antonio, and then my Ducks are coming down here to play in this
Oh.
super regional for baseball, and you know who I'd be cheering for in that matchup. So I'm like, and I'm leaving tomorrow for Oregon, so I'm missing both. Like I'm not going to pull an all nighter to go to the next game necessarily, but I would love to. But yeah, just kind of funny timing to be so far from
Wow, I'm
both
surprised
events.
Jason too. You got the baseball, like, I'm surprised he's not like, "Let's just stay for one
Right?
more day," so
Yeah.
Oh, well, that'll be
But
fun anyway.
anyways, but yes, I'll be up there watch the game tonight and
Go watch
cannot
it at a
wait.
local brewery or something, that could be exciting.
Yeah, exactly. Um, but it'll be I mean, awesome to see those also the talent of both teams together. Wemby's 3rd season, obviously, in the NBA, and he has made the NBA finals quicker than LeBron, Kobe, or Jordan. That's a stat.
That is a hell of a stat. Do you think it's more about, like, the support of the team? Do you think it's his ability? What do you think is the kind of the main motivator behind that?
Well, I think that the Spurs wouldn't be there in the finals if it
Without him.
wasn't for Wemby. Exactly. And
Mhm.
that was that game that he had gotten hurt and it was questionable if he was gonna come back. I mean, you could just tell, they ended up losing the game. Like,
Mhm.
he they just need him.
Morale was low.
Um,
Yep.
yes, yeah, for sure, but I think between his talent and the team and the coaching and all the pieces, but
Good
pretty
for him.
amazing, yeah.
Good for
And
him.
then this is the 8th straight year that the NBA championship will have a new champion. That's also I think it kinda gets
Oh,
tiring in any sport when the same person wins every single year, the same team wins every single year.
I don't think the fans of that team are mad about it, but
No, for
it
sure
just
not, but it's just like if you know someone's just gonna dominate, for example, like the
yeah.
Dodgers, like, I think the Dodgers are still, gonna crush, like, I feel like it kinda takes some of the excitement out of you feel like, "Oh, it's gonna be them again."
Yeah, it's good to have kinda talent dispersed instead of in just one specific team. I think the, women's college basketball or even college basketball in general can do a little bit of that. So, make sure there's other winners that are able to pull it through.
Exactly, yeah, just good to see, and then Spike, obviously one of the biggest Knicks fans there is, he visited Vatican City this week, and he gave Pope Leo a Knicks jersey, fitting, and, Pope Leo went to Villanova, and so did Brunson, Hart, and Bridges of the Knicks. So cool, and gave him number 14 because he's the 14th Pope named Leo,
I think
and
that's so cool.
a legendary, yeah, Knicks, Anthony Mason's number as well. How cool is that?
That is freaking amazing. Like, do you think he called up the Pope and said, "Hey, I'm coming. I'm gonna bring this jersey to you," or like, do you think it was, I don't know, planned? I don't know how
It
that
had to be a
interaction
little bit. I mean, you
happened.
can get, like, a audience with the Pope, but it's not like
Yeah,
a very personal, private
yeah,
well, actually, it can be, but, um, I just think that there had to be some advanced
some
warning that Spike
communication.
was gonna be, in Vatican City and wanted to present them the jersey, but either way, really cool.
I
So
love it.
between, the nuns on the Spurs side and the Pope with the Knicks,
Praying
one
for a win, praying
ex
for a win.
exactly, but the cheapest ticket to get in is, like, $4,200 for the at MSG, when they go to play in New York. That's pretty crazy for, like, nosebleed.
I mean, I don't know who's buying those, but they've gotta be diehard
Real
fans.
fans have
Yeah.
been waiting for this for quite some time.
Well, good for them. I hope they, get to experience it, and it's
Mm,
worth it. Money well worth spent,
yeah,
right? Let's
exactly,
make a
yeah,
game out of
whatever
it.
they're exactly, whatever they're whoever they're rooting for, let's hope that that's in it for them.
Yep.
Your USC Trojans took down, A&M the other day. A&M was seated 12th. This is for the baseball, I get regional. Now they're gonna move to the super regional in Chapel Hill. That's so good for them, for USC, first time since 2005. Give
Wow,
it up
good
for
for
your
them.
boys, yeah.
Literally, I was you were telling me about this, and I was like, "Wait, what sport?" I had to go back into my repertoire, what sport was playing right now, and I was like, "Oh, it's baseball." So, I didn't know if we were good at baseball or not. I know my brother had a lot of friends that played it at USC, and maybe they didn't contribute a lot because they weren't good, but good to hear they're doing well now.
Yeah, very. Again, I'm not like I like baseball, but I think it is just something just like we say in all the other sports as it gets closer to whether it's College World Series or MLB, I think it does get fun at the end. And I think
Yeah.
it's fun to see college kids compete and do well. I just feel like it's a different kind
I
of
think they're
heart in the game.
way more competitive than I feel like the professionals, right? They're like kind of been there, done that, know how to keep their composure. College kids, they're shooting from the hip, anything can happen. So it's
Totally, and
exciting.
for so many of them, it's the end of the road,
Yeah.
if it's their senior year or even they just know that they're not gonna be playing in the major leagues after, so I
Yeah.
feel like they just try and give it their all, and then the ones that are set to be drafted, or play at a lower level, they're obviously trying to
Trying
get
not to
there
get
and make
hurt.
it. Yeah, exactly, so I just it's just there's different things that go into it than MLB, but love to see it.
Yeah.
And
But,
college golf too, that's another thing, like, I rarely pay attention to college golf, but I was kinda, like, tuned in, and Texas has some great guys, some fairly really good guys that'll, end up on tour or Corn Ferry Tour
mhm.
or whatever, but UCLA took down Texas, then Oklahoma State for individual, Preston Stout is their best player and won. I would never and then actually Auburn beat Oklahoma State to go to the finals against UCLA, crushing Oklahoma's dreams of back-to-back titles. Oklahoma State is historically such a strong golf stool, and I would never pick Oklahoma State and golf as synonymous.
Yeah. I don't know much about Oklahoma other than they have tornadoes, which I don't yeah.
Well, and
I
I
didn't know
picture
they
it,
were
like,
that good at
flat and ugly, and, like, it's such a powerhouse for golf for, like, decades. Like, I mean, you can see UCLA, you can see Texas, you could see Vanderbilt, Virginia, whatever, but, like, Oklahoma
Oklahoma
State's up
State.
there. Even Auburn,
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
would
"Oh, preppy, whatever, Southern people."
well, that's what I
But
was thinking. I was like, it's not usually people who golf are, yeah, prepsters, kind of on the wealthier side. Again, it's an expensive sport. But yeah, I don't know who would actively be like, I'm gonna go to Oklahoma State and play
right.
golf. So good for
I
them.
guess
They
they
gotta hold
yeah.
something, right?
Steph Curry, had you ever even heard of Li-Ning?
No, I had to look it up. They're actually pretty big though. So
They're
that
massive,
skews
and
my
I mean,
ignorance.
it's not like they blew Nike and everyone else out of the water that he wasn't gonna make a deal with, but that's insane to me. Literally, I've never heard it. One of the biggest brands in China in the athletic world. Um, but 10-year contract, think it blows his previous deal, which was $400 million out of the water, which was a 12-year. This is a 10-year contract, but obviously they've got a plan with the money and him behind it, but wants to expand just like everything else across golf, across basketball, across lifestyle, apparel, wants to sign athletes under his brand, make retail stores. It'll be interesting to see.
It's an incredible brand. Again, I had no idea what it is, so I had to look it up and everything. And it was ranked, obviously, the largest in Asia. I think they do over $4 billion in revenue annually. But then I was trying to see how it ranked against like Nike and Adidas and Under Armour and those types of brands. And I think it's like fifth overall. And yeah, very close to Under Armour. So I will now start looking for that brand, and I think it's gonna get a lot more brand awareness in the US now that Steph's wearing it. So we'll see what's to come with them.
Totally, and both betting big. I mean, obviously, they are on him and him on them to expand the brand, but like you said, they already have Dwayne Wade and Jimmy Butler. I had to look into that too to
Yeah.
see, like, what other athletes, and I think that they've brought some light, but this is by far their biggest deal, and Steph Curry will really bring exposure. But it will be interesting to see what they do. I know they have stores planned, for China and the US, and, Li Ning was a former Olympic gymnast that started kind of random. I mean, I mean, a gymnast, one thing, but then to be able to build a brand that big in China, which is a massive market, and then to get these athletes and d put the money's coming from somewhere.
I know. That's why I was like, "Are they the Saudis supporting them or something?" I was just kidding, but, it's like another live golf situation. They're bringing in just a different brand, basically, that not many Americans know about. So, again, I will see, like, I how can you trust this kind of performance
Yeah.
gear? I'd be like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go with my
streetwear, high
trusty
design, yeah,
Nikes." Yeah. I don't
exactly, yeah.
know.
Well,
Do
that's what
they
I'm saying,
even
it's a
know?
big bet on both of their parts, and you know that Steph Curry's probably thinking, "I wanna be the next brand Jordan, and I wanna make
Yep,
my own mark that's not Nike, I wanna be distinct, and this is his chance to do it." Jordan just owns that market. I mean, LeBron can make whatever
100%.
shoes he wants, Kobe can have his, like, it's never gonna be brand Jordan. So you know that that's Steph's hope, and hoping that that's the case to build the brand past retirement, even a 10-year contract. What are the chances in 10 years he's still gonna be crushing it in the NBA? Like, these are the things, like, in the future for sure he's, planning for
Thinking
and
long
betting
term. Yep.
on. Yeah.
Yep. Well, good for him. I mean, he doesn't make bad business decisions, and he's a hell of a player. He's got the number one, jersey
Selling
sold.
jersey, yeah.
So yeah, he's doing something right. So I'm excited to see where this leads.
I am too. It'll be interesting. Wrapping up this weekend will be the French Open. Some massive upsets.
Massive.
It's been fun to watch, but I'm like, I wonder what the viewership and everything we talk about is like, "Oh, this is the most watched NBA, series in his or finals in history and blah, blah, blah," every single thing that we talk about. I have a feeling that this French Open is not going to be the most watched for men's or women's with all of the top people out.
Well, I mean, you think so? I don't know. People are gonna be like, who are these freaking newbies
I
coming in
don't
and beating these legends?
Right, and that could be, but let's start with Sinner, first of all, losing second round.
To like a 17 or 18-year-old was I don't even know who it
Yes,
was.
so young, like, literally, like, the biggest upset in tennis history. He was up 2 sets and up 5-1 in the 3rd and went on to lose 18 points in a row and ended up losing the match. I get
That
that
doesn't
things
happen.
happen. Right, but you're the number 1 in the world, and it's 2nd round of the French Open, and he blames it on cramping in the heat, 90-degree heat. Okay, again, we've
You
talked
are
about
a
this before.
pro.
You are you're number 1 in the world, and it's 90 degrees in Paris, and you're playing on red clay. It's not like you're on hard court in the Australian Open final, and it's, like, 120 degrees, and you've gone through the entire tournament, and it's the finals. It's 2nd round. Like, I'm so confused.
You just started.
Yeah,
Like, what's going
literally,
on?
like, you should be pretty fresh, and at the end of the day, 90, as we know, and I know we feel it more than others, is not terrible.
No, there was something
With
more to that story.
There has to
Jesus.
be, yeah, but I
You could
also
have come
like
up with
that
a
he
different
didn't
excuse.
complain or, like, didn't make it about anything other than he
The
got
heat.
beat. Yeah, and other than the heat, yeah. Um, so that was, I mean, imagine the bets placed if you had placed even a minimal bet on that guy to beat Sinner, you did pretty well.
Yeah. HD and Adam were at the bar. I was a little hungover Saturday morning, but they went to the bar to go watch that, and they got wasted, all fired up watching Center lose, so
I mean, it was, like, unbelievable.
Adam's shaking his head at me.
Sabalenka, first of all, she absolutely crushed Osaka, which, I
Yay.
love to
We
see. Yeah.
love.
Bye. Um, and she was the first player since Serena to reach 14 plus quarterfinals in consecutive Grand Slams. That's unbelievable.
That's legendary.
And I love her. And you could just see her class and the way she carried herself versus Osaka in that match. Like, I love her. But then
Mental health
completely
problems.
exactly. But then completely got upset this morning, like, completely melted down, and I could not believe that. Like, this is another one, there's no way. She lost to the 25th ranked Russian player,
What?
Diana Schneider. Literally don't even know her. She was up a set in 5-3, so she had 1 game to win the match, and she ended up losing the 2nd set 5-7 and then lost 6-0 in the 3rd. It was extremely windy conditions, like 26-mile-per-hour wind gusts, but they're both playing in the wind. It's the same conditions. How do you go on to lose 6 out? Like, I've never seen any meltdown like this from her in my life. Like, that mentally, she must have gotten stuck somewhere, like, nothing was working.
Well, mentally, she's probably, thinking about her revenue sharing and how much she's not getting or something. No, I'm just kidding. But
No.
no, I'm just
That's true.
I don't know what's going on with these, players, but that's something they should not be doing. Especially, did you watch this morning? I was working all day. I
Just
didn't even know
parts
she was
of
playing
it.
this
No,
morning.
same. I couldn't watch all of it, but and then I
Just
saw some of the highlights,
mentally,
but I was just like, how to break down like that, something really has to break down. And again, I get
yeah.
the windy conditions, but you're playing in the same conditions. Like it's fair. And this girl just figured it out. And afterwards, Sabalenka was just so upset in her post-match interview. She was just like, I have no thoughts, no emotion. She was crying. She's like, I just want to quit.
Oh,
I know. She was like, I just want to quit tennis right now. And hopefully I'll be mentally in a better place in a few days. But that's gotta hurt, you know? Like,
that's a dagger to the heart right there, especially when you are so good and you know you can win.
right, and the expectations there for you to win, and you look like you should win and
You
everything else.
look
She's a
like you
stronger
should.
player, like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's gotta hurt. But to your revenue sharing comment, which we talked about before, and we were curious, like, what we knew that it was more in other sports, but we didn't really break down the numbers. So French Open's now at 15%, NFL is 48%, NBA 51%, NHL 64%, and Premier League 64%. That is a big discrepancy between what the French Open players or tennis players are getting versus all those other athletes.
Well,
Like,
those are like leagues though, and she's referring to French Open, a
yeah, but it's an
single
individual,
tournament.
right? But it's an individual competition. But the players still get money for whether you're make it to
I
the quarters, the semis, or whatever. Like, it's not just for the person in the finals, but the players, whether individual or team, are the ones that are attracting the fans.
100%, but they're, like, independent contractors. So, I mean, they're competing in events run by, like, separate organizations, not like a central league. So, it's literally one tournament, and they're comparing this to, like, an NFL, an entire season, which there's a lot more that goes into it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I understand
That's true.
where
They break
but
right. They have so much more
they're
revenue to
playing.
break down.
Yeah, there's a lot more that goes into it than just this one specific tournament. So, I think if you kind of take up all the tournaments percentage and then like break that down on how many tournaments they've played and then compare it to what the revenue share for the whole NBA, the whole NFL, the whole NHL, I think that would be a little bit more realistic. But to just compare those numbers, I think there's more that goes into it. But again,
That's a
I
good point.
do think she should get paid. She works her ass off. Uh I don't think she's gonna get paid this time because she lost, but you know what?
Unfortunately,
So,
her share
you
is
gotta win to
you
have
gotta win to get it
complain.
15%. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Oh, tough. And Serena finally making her debut back at 44 years old, gonna play
yeah,
next week in
just a
at
spring
Queen's Club.
chicken.
A spring chicken. I really can't wait to see it. Even Sabalenka was like in a not this interview, but another post-match interview, maybe her last match. She was like, "I would love to play her. Like, I'll probably, come across her. She's a legend. I'd love to play her." But maybe she's playing doubles, which I'm not
Mm.
demeaning doubles, but it is way different
Let's
than
work.
singles. Yeah, exactly. Maybe she wants to slow slowly, but I would love to see her come back and play singles, and I would again, would love to see her get matched up against a Sabalenka just to see that she is an absolute legend. I think that she's probably physically in some of the best shape she's ever been, Ozempic or not. Like,
I
I
was
mean,
gonna say
obviously that helped, but, like,
GLP.
right, but I mean, she's thin, but, like, again, how does that translate to you can be skinny and not be as strong, or you can be a Federer and, like, you just always have that physique and you crush. You don't need to be, like, a monster in the, weight room in the gym and absolutely ripped to have that finesse and talent and skill. So I would just be curious to see literally one-on-one how she compares coming back. And I'm not saying it's easy to do, like, at 44 years old, physically, mentally, any of it. And so I think it's amazing that she's doing it. But I would like to see her play singles.
Yeah, well, obviously, that would be the real test to see if she can go back and be better than what she was. But I also feel like when 40-year-olds I feel like they're in, like, their best peak condition. I don't know, everybody always says, like, when you're younger, you're in better shape and you feel better, like, that can be true, but I feel like there's still, like, a lot of development that needs to be going on, and when you're in your 40s or, like, earl I'm not in my 40s, but, like, I'm in my 30s now, and I, like, can understand my body a little bit more, and I feel like if I work out and I know the best way to make sure that I'm at my most fit. I don't know, you just, like, learn more. There's, like, a statistic, I'm, like, speaking out loud, but
No, I think that that's exactly right, and I do think and obviously I'm inching to 40, but not there, but I
why
hope
would
that
you even
you're
say something
right,
like that?
because I hope you're right, because I feel that way, like, I'm always somebody that felt like I would enjoy being 30s and 40s rather than being younger, but I think you also
Yeah,
just have more options of what you can do, and and, like, of course, now there's all this, like, wellness and everything all these different things that you are exposed to or can do or can buy or whatever to, like, enhance whether it's beauty or fitness or whatever,
okay.
overall well-being, but I
Yeah.
do agree with you because you do see some people post kids, post everything in their 40s that just look incredible. Like, I think Bethenny Frankel I know that she's,
Oh,
like she
she looks
looks so
incredible.
good, like,
Did you see her
incredible
walk
for her
Miami Swim
50s.
Week?
Oh my gosh, yes, I did, and I'm just like, "Okay, those are goals." Like, how does she get her skin so tight? And, like, again, I know it takes a lot of work and diet and all but I do agree with you. I mean, she looks better than she ever did. I mean, she had her daughter, I think, kinda late,
Mhm.
in her 30s, and she looks hands down better than when she was in her 30s now, I think, than she did then.
Yeah, I tend to agree. She looks absolutely incredible, and yeah, she looked great walking that runway. She ran it or she walked it last year. I thought she looked better this year then.
I thought
Again,
so
because
too.
she's honing in, focusing. But I just asked ChatGPT. I was like, "When are you in peak physical performance and fitness condition for men and women?" And they were saying for endurance, they can peak later, often in 30s and even early 40s. And I feel like endurance is a key factor for success in
Yeah.
tennis because you're running around all the time. So, I feel like she has a lot of potential, but we'll see.
I can't wait to see. She has the foundation, so, yeah, I would love to see it, but it's also kind of like, Tom Brady, he extended his career and he came back and it's like they wanna redefine what's possible later as an elite athlete in their respective, career, and you hope that it doesn't backfire and it's like a complete disaster and it's like,
Oh
"Why didn't you
god,
just stay retired?" But,
that is
wasn't the
the risk.
case for him necessarily.
Well, Tom I mean, he's Mr. Benjamin Button over there. Did you see him walk
And
the
his
runway in Paris?
leather Gucci, like, black like, what is
Was
he
it Paris? I
doing?
don't
Like,
know.
I still question if he's walking a straight line or not because
Hey, he's towing that rainbow line.
a tip and a toe. Yeah, a tip and a toe.
Ah, that's so funny.
Adam would not like me saying that, but I still I
Oh,
don't know.
thankfully my headphones are on and he can't hear you,
Yeah,
but
he'll
yeah,
jump through the screen at me, but,
he
no,
loves
but he looks amazing too, like,
TB12.
I think that he is better looking now, and he's not someone that I, like, think is, like, the best looking person in the world, like, obviously he's attractive, but, um, I
He's
do
not, like,
think he looks
manly.
better now exactly, he's not manly, like, it's not my, like,
Looks like
vibe.
he's had, like, obviously, he's had his hair transplant, we can all attest to that. It looks like he's had his teeth done, um, his
But
jaw
his skin and
structure
everything,
is
his jaw is, like, so
yeah.
chiseled
I'm
and
like,
yeah.
"Whoa, like, are you having plastic surgery over there, dude?" But he's gotta try to one up Giselle. Oh, now Adam's giving me a dirty look. I think he caught on to who we're referring to.
I mean, it's probably, like, testosterone
TB12,
and
baby.
HGH and whatever else, guys do, but, all their peptides and everything else. I mean, he definitely looks good, but again, Serena too, I think she does look better now all around, like, again,
Mhm.
Ozempic or not, like, she looks really good. Her skin, her face,
Yeah.
her body, her figure, like, everything. She just so guess what? We've got a lot of hope in the next
I was gonna say, I
20
need to start
years.
taking these peptides. Everybody's talking about there's the shot one, and then I think there's, like, a nasal spray one. I don't know what other I need to get
Well,
on
and
this
for skin,
peptide
there's a lot
ban.
of, topical ones now, but that my thing's like,
Really?
where would you even start? Yeah, for your face, there's now a lot of, like,
Oh,
topical, um,
shit.
peptides and, like, serums
I'm just
and yeah,
sticking with my
and I don't
retinol
know,
over
like
here.
right, exactly, basics, but, yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start, but yeah, I think it's interesting.
I put my little, collagen peptides 4 little tablespoons in my water mixed with my AG1s, and I feel like $1,000,000, so
Look
hopefully
at you,
that'll
collagen and, creatine is the other thing that everyone's
add a little
taking
creatine as
now.
well. Yeah, it's supposed to be good for brain function, although
Yeah.
I'm not seeing much results, but,
So you do take it every day.
yeah. Well, I didn't when I was just in California for the past month, but so
Do you take is it a
my brain function
powder?
isn't at full capacity.
Mhm.
It's a powder, yeah, it's like a thorn,
Yeah, thorn is
uh,
supposed to be one of the
yeah.
purest. Yeah.
That's what I was told, so I got that, and I just put my 1 scoop of AG1s every morning. I put my, 4 tablespoons of collagen peptides, which is a shit ton, and I think it's a shit ton, but apparently more is better, so, and then a little bit there's like a little scooper, I only fill the scooper halfway because it also makes you kinda, like, retain water, so I'm trying
That's the
to get
one thing that
measurements for my
I was
breasts. I'm
reading
like
reading yeah, but I read that that's also just kinda temporary, but that is one of the thing, like, people are worried that it's gonna make you bulk up, but it's really just, like, your muscles retaining a little bit more water, especially after more strenuous workouts, but
I
it's
feel like
not like
that's
a
synonymous.
long-term thing. Yeah. Yeah,
Really?
exactly.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, "Okay, it's going in your muscles, but still going in your body, and you're gonna look better bigger somewhere." So, I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. I
But I would just like to see, like, actual like, you also never know what products people are trying to pitch because they're getting paid, and I know
exactly.
sometimes they say, like, ad or whatever, but, like, I would like to see an 100% and she's very transparent. Like, I would like Bethenny Frankel to tell us exactly what she's
What
doing,
she's
what
doing.
plastic surgery she had, because it's not all natural. Like, I'm not oblivious to the fact that
No,
obviously she has the money to pay for whatever plastic surgery,
she's
whatever.
where
But
she
I
gets
also
out.
don't think that she's right. I also don't think that it's all plastic surgery and all cosmetic. She's obviously on some sort of routine fitness wise with, I'm sure, peptides and vitamins and whatever else. Also, like, I would love to know exactly what she's doing.
I was gonna say, I think I remember seeing something where she actively said, "I don't work out that much."
Mhm.
I genuinely think it's the food that she puts into her body. So, like, she's always, like, supermodel snack, and
Right. And
she's
her chicken
literally putting
salad and just like
pure
just
yeah,
protein and
like,
like clean
no
eating.
bullshit, and
Yeah, but
it
I get
clearly is
too
working for
hungry and
her.
I love desserts too much.
I was gonna say I had, like, a bowl of jelly beans yesterday, and I asked ChatGPT if that was good for me, and it said, "No." I just wanted a validation that maybe I coulda let it slide, but they were, chat was holding me accountable.
Oh my gosh, like cakes and donuts, like, I will
Have you
eat
seen that
all
new
of them.
cake, that new dot cake?
Yes, I was going to bring that up. What in the world is it? The lines outside of, like, this New York bakery are insane, and then, of course, on my Nantucket, like, feed, it was like, "Don't bring dot cakes to Nantucket," like, blah, blah, blah,
It's
and
beneath us.
everything yeah, every like, dot it cannot be good, whatever it is, and I'm the first to say I like sweets, but, like, it doesn't look good to me.
Well, everybody's saying it tastes just like Betty Crocker in the best way, and I'm like, "What? How does that make sense?" I don't know, but I also saw that La La Land right here
But
on
I also
Congress.
love, funfetti, so I can't hate on Betty Crocker.
Ooh. So maybe
I
you
love a
I'm
good
gonna get you one.
funfetti.
They're selling them at La La Land right here,
Really.
and they're doing the dot cakes, and they even have, like, a dot latte or something like that, and
Maybe they'll
yeah,
do a dot
so we can get one here in
foam.
Austin. What?
Maybe they'll do a dot cold foam.
Oh god, with
Oh
banana
god. Yeah,
shatters,
and then put
foam
it over
and
your matcha and lavender it up.
just oh my god, they come up with the craziest stuff. I also saw North, there's a place called, like, Haley's Bakery or something, and they started to do, like, the dot trend, so I don't know who started this, but
Haley
somebody did not
cakes.
trademark
But
yeah,
is
do you
that
know what I'm
what it
talking
was?
about?
Haley
Yeah.
Cakes is actually really good. Like, their
Oh,
cookies and stuff are very good, but I've never tried their cakes. That's interesting.
well, I think they just started this little dot cake trend, so maybe, I gotta get you a Fun Betty one so you can reminisce on your Betty Crocker days.
Oh god, too funny. Yeah, we'll have to give it a whirl, but it's quite the trend. I
Well,
just have never liked and I love sprinkles. Like, my other favorite sweet, like, if I could pick one thing that I'm like, "Oh my gosh," Mr. Softee ice cream cones in New York, which now
I
they
have
have trucks here,
no
which I'm a
idea.
little well, it's so funny because it was only in New York, and it's, like, this one ice cream truck, and I would, like, seek it out every single time, and it's probably, like, the most, like, contaminated, chemical-filled soft serve, but it is incredible, and their
Oh,
sprinkles are incredible, and so just, like, a
look at
white cone with colored sprinkles, Oh my god, delicious. Well, now they have trucks here and you can, like, track the trucks, and no, I have never
Track
tracked it,
the
and no,
truck.
I yeah, and no, I have never gotten one because 'cause I'm gonna, like, hold that to my New York thing, so I have not dabbled in it here. But Calvin the other day posted Mr. Softee, like, in her neighborhood, and she had gotten I'm like, "Oh my god, like, that takes me back," and she's like, "I literally heard the truck down the street and went and chased it down." So
Is
funny.
there That's so her. Is there a specific song that, like,
No, it's just
shows
the
up
old
in
time
the
ice cream
Southie?
truck
Okay.
jingle, but,
Nice.
anyway, so say all that to say that those sprinkles are like the fluffy, delicious colored sprinkles. These cake dots are like those hard BB type sprinkles that I just do not like, growing up, sometimes they used to be on cake or, like, cookies, and
Mhm.
I never liked
Okay.
anything that had those pebble sprinkles.
They, like, get caught one time I had a cavity, it gives me PTSD, and it, like, got caught in my cavity, you know what I'm talking about? Because it was just
Yes.
so small and it
And
when
they're,
you have,
like,
like, a tooth.
crunched, like, they're not
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
soft. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't
and
good.
I can, like, feel
Can
that
you feel it?
zing. I
Yeah,
can
yeah. It's
really
like, "Oh,
feel that
shit, what just
zing.
happened?"
Yeah.
Well, I think
Um,
they're originally from also have you ever seen, like, the Australians? They call it, like, fairy bread or something? I don't know, I see it
oh,
on
interesting.
TikTok as
No.
well, but it's literally a white bread, like a Bimbo or something, whatever that brand name is, and then they put, like, butter, and they literally put those sprinkles on, and that's what they eat for, like, breakfast or like, that's like a
Okay.
normal
I would
snack for them.
literally throw up.
Throw up.
What in the world?
I mean, the Australians have some weird food items. What's that other, like, jelly stuff that they
But they
have?
make good wedding dresses.
That's true. That is true. That's,
And some swimsuits, but, no, that is so interesting. Wow, that sounds terrible, but something similar in Holland, they have this stuff, it's called, like, Strogoslov, and it's these
ew,
chocolate
I hate that
sprinkles.
word. I hate whatever
Well,
you
and I'm
just said.
probably just saying it completely wrong, but they're actually delicious. My uncle's from Holland, and so that they my aunt and uncle would always bring them back because you couldn't buy them here, and they come in, like, this little paper box, and they're these chocolate sprinkles, but they're, like, legit real chocolate sprinkles, so, like, they're not the again, processed whatever, like,
Yeah.
fake chocolate sprinkles. Delicious, but same thing, they put it on bread like, bread with butter, like, they eat it for breakfast, and which I could never do, like, I'll straight up eat him by himself, but, like, I'm not putting it with bread and butter, so that maybe
Can you
that's
say it again?
Strogoslov.
Strogoslav.
I don't
Okay.
even know if that's the name, I'm, like, literally gonna send you a picture of the box, and it's gonna be a totally different name, but,
I
yeah,
like
that's what
what
I'm
you
gonna
came up
call
with.
it.
Okay, I like it, but yeah, it
Yeah.
doesn't sound too appetizing.
Oh gosh. Well, speaking of New York, taking it back to Saratoga, Belmont this weekend, 9 post positions. Golden Tempo is at the ninth. What positions do we call it, Brogan? The starting gate.
The starting gate, yeah, I don't I'm like, the trifecta, I don't know which word I'm using,
Yeah.
but the starting gates,
And
yeah,
starting gate,
9.
so
Do we know if that's a good spot?
I actually don't know how it stacks up, but 9 horses is not a very big field, it seems. And the favorite is Renegade, and then Golden Tempo and Chief
Renegade.
Wallaby are up there.
Chief Wallaby.
Chief Wallaby was my derby pick, which obviously did not win, but I
Mm-mm.
still really like him, and I would love to see him win the Belmont. But it's interesting that Golden Tempo, being the Derby winner, is not the favorite, and Renegade is. And then people are saying that Chief Wallaby could be the upset. He's up there, but interesting that Golden Tempo is
Well,
not.
Golden Tempo didn't race in the last one, right? Because dropped out because it was hurt or something, so,
Right.
I
I think
mean,
the trainer said he wasn't ready, wanted to wait for
this
the Belmont. Yeah,
now he's
which
unfavored.
exactly. Yeah. So we'll see. But I mean, your odds are getting higher if you're only 1 of 9 horses. But
Chief Wallaby, I
Chief
kinda like that
Wallaby
name.
is such a great name.
What would you name your horse?
That's
Go
a
Go
very
Grace.
good question. Go, go, Grace.
Go Go Grace.
Um,
Portnoy.
I think that okay, well, I have 3, maybe 2. Actually, I'll do
3.
2. I'm gonna give
Oh,
my 2 names,
wow.
okay?
Okay.
For my when I start my stables, and they're not gonna be Grace, but it's okay.
What are they gonna be?
So, my probably dark brown. Again, I'm really
Okay.
liking my Chief Wallaby with the little white down the nose, but,
Aw, cutie.
um, I had a tennis coach who was very old, and I loved him, like, spent so hours and hours and hours with him on tennis court, off the tennis court,
Aw.
with his family. He's the one that taught me my one-handed backhand, like, drilled
Oh,
it in me, like, just the greatest guy, greatest life lessons, wonderful person, passed away a few years ago, but he
aw.
used to call me Potsy because he's like, "You just pot around, like, you're
Patsy.
not fat." Yeah, so he'd call me Potsy. Well, then another coach, his family moved from Peru here, and we were very, very close with them, and so the wife thought that he was calling me Poxy, like
Patsy.
Pocsy,
Yeah.
Poxy, so then Poxy kinda stuck as a nickname. Anyway, so I just always kind of a funny name, but I Poxy, I think would be cute for a
Poxy.
horse.
Oh,
Random
I like
story to put
that.
a horse, and then, kind of still tied to him, which really was not the reason behind any of these names, but I was just trying to think of something, like, creative that I would name that wouldn't be like a rainbow star or something weird. Um,
That's what I picture you
yeah,
naming your horse.
I think Sal would be a great name, and he would always call
Sal?
me Sally Sue because he'd be like,
Okay.
"I can't fit a credit card under your feet, like, you can't jump up," or if I was slow, he'd call me Sally. So then my mom started calling me Sal or Sally, and we was kind of like a mutual back and forth that we would call each other, like, if someone was
Aw.
being, like, either, like, a little bit sassy or slow or, like, "Hurry up, Sal," like, we would always just use that, and so I think but Sal could be, like, Sally Tomato in Breakfast at Tiffany's, it could be
Ooh.
Sal, like a New York gangster mob
Oh,
guy, and then
okay.
or it could just be, like, my kinda Sal, so I think Sal would be cute too.
Well, I
What
hope
about you?
Chief Wallaby isn't naming his horse after him,
Yeah,
but Chief
exactly.
Wallaby.
What would you name a horse?
I honestly don't know. Like Pickles or something cute like that. I'm
That's
obsessed with
cute.
pickles,
See,
so
this goes back to you wearing your Ralph Lauren American flag sweaters that I just can't do because you're so light and bright, and, like, you would have a horse named Pickles, and I'm thinking about,
Pickles!
like, Sal the New York gangster.
Apples and oranges, Lauren, that's why we get along so well, so
I love it.
I'll be
Pickles would
running
be
my
really
pickles.
cute. Yeah, we'll add him to the stable. We can do 2 girls, 1 ticket racing.
Yeah,
That'll be
Adam, I
our
need a
stable
horse
name.
named Pickles, and I want it to be white.
I love it.
He's
We'll start a
excited.
new trend, yeah.
There we go.
Um, so this will be the last year that the Belmont is at, Saratoga because again, it was just temporarily while the traditional Belmont track was being redone. So it's only gonna be a mile and a half, or it's usually the longest race at a mile and a half, but since the track's still being renovated, it's at Saratoga, it's only gonna be a mile and a quarter to, make it work on the smaller track. But it'll be back next year, and it will be a mile and a half, so these
Ooh,
horses better get going.
let's run,
Start
baby,
training a little
run.
longer. Yeah, exactly.
They need to get a little older. What's horse age compared to in their 40s for horses, you know? Like dog years?
I
Maybe
don't
they're in their
know.
peak endurance
Ex
form.
Yeah, maybe those are
Is
the
3 that?
three-year-olds. That's what yeah,
Yeah.
it must be if they're the ones running these races,
It's
but,
like times 10
um
instead of times 7 like dogs, I don't know.
exactly. Well, Dave Portnoy's adding a few grays to his Go-Go Grays, speaking of. He's
Well,
gonna make
his
this gray
last one
horse thing a trend.
ah, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Like, like psycho like they psychoanalyze that or like they're not like do you know what's the word I'm looking for? It's kind of, like bad like a hoax or something,
Uh-huh.
grave. Do you know what I'm talking about? Babe,
Yeah,
what's the word I'm looking for?
like a I know what you're talking about, like a,
I am blanking. I need that
I know what you're
creatine.
yeah,
You
exactly.
know what I'm
I do
talking about?
too,
It's like
yeah.
bad luck or something.
Like
Like,
they
I don't
jinx,
know.
like it's a
Yeah,
jinx. Yeah.
yeah, like it's like a jinx on something. I don't know. That's what I think gray horses are.
Well, then you can
Superstition. Yes, they're
superstitious. There we go.
superstitious.
Yeah,
Thanks, baby.
okay.
Yeah, I feel like gray horses, I don't know, some people are, like, superstitious against them, but Dave always likes to be
Like a
opposite,
black
so
cat. Yeah, well,
yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah,
it well, it's like
exactly.
gonna be you with your white pickles. Like, your thing could be, like, white unicorn. He's got his grays, but he reserved the names Drake Gray and Michael Gray after Drake May. It's kinda
Wow.
funny. He was like, so, I saw a
How
Barstool,
do you
like, wake up
reserve a name?
I don't know, I was wondering the same thing. So, I don't know if, like, he was wanting to brace them and needed a name to turn in, or if he, picked the horses already and that's gonna be their name. I'm not really quite sure. I just saw a clip of his interview on Wake Up Barstool,
Okay.
and, they were all, like, pumped up about how great the names were and how great Drake May is and how it translate to a racehorse name.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, so there's that, and then Napoleon Solo, I know we skipped so we missed out on the Preakness winner, but he won the Preakness, and that was actually a gray. Um,
Oh, okay.
should
So
have been
maybe
his,
Portnoy
but
does have something going on over
maybe he
there.
has something going on, but as we found out, they are rare, so Napoleon Solo's, like, actually a good name.
Napoleon Solo. I feel
Random.
like Napoleon is like a little dude syndrome though, so I think
Maybe
he
he's
overcame
small.
that. I don't
Exactly.
know.
Yeah, exactly.
So he overcame that, so good for him though.
Overcame it, and we cannot forget F1 Monaco this weekend.
Biggest race weekend, legendary.
Legendary, iconic, so classy. Have you seen, let's bring out our French voice again, Charles
Oh,
Leclerc?
Charles Leclerc. Leclerc.
Wearing the colors, obviously, of his hometown, um, for race weekend, red and white, like, super old school, classic look, just so great. I can't wait for it. I love seeing all the vintage, like, pictures of the race and the crowds, um, and all the big boats and yachts will be descending to Monaco, that's for sure. Staying over
Yeah,
there in the Med for the season.
I was gonna say, catch me there one day,
Yeah,
but
literally.
did you see, the video of Leclerc and Hamilton? They were unveiling the electric Ferrari.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Oh my god, you gotta watch it, it's hilarious. Their faces I think there was, like, a meme or somebody made something about it, but it was just like, if you see their faces, they're like, "Ooh," like, it's just like because
How funny.
it's kind of a big flop for everyone. They're just like, "What the hell is that? Like, why did you need to go ruin a good thing?" We all like motors and engines and things like that. So, just the 2 of them, the dynamic is hilarious, even though I don't like Hamilton, but that was a funny clip.
How funny. So, he's still racing, right? Like, I thought there was talk that he was retired. Hamilton. Is he still or
I
did
don't
he
know.
retire? He
I
is, yeah.
literally don't care anything about him.
I
He's
wonder if, Kim Kardashian will show.
Ooh, I would be shocked if she didn't. Like, that's, like, prime
I
time
think
right
so
there.
too, unless she has something, like, very conflicting with her schedule, but I have to say, they do look very happy and cute, and I saw them riding their bikes through Central Park, like, a clip of it. They just looked so happy, and I think she looks great. I feel like she's kinda toned down her plastic look and is looking a little bit more, uh
Obnoxiousness? Yeah.
yes, and maybe because and he's pretty obnoxious, with his style, but, like, overall, he seems like he's
Yes.
pretty low key. So maybe he's
Low
brought her
key,
down a little bit, which is I mean, not low you know what I
Lewis.
mean, though, like yeah, I mean, I guess I can't say that actually, I need to take that back, but I guess as a person, you don't hear about him in, like, a extravagant like, yes, with his outfits and, his jewelry some and all of that, but, like, I don't think he's obnoxious, but I guess
Well, maybe since he's been with her, but previous days when I think he was dating, like, didn't he date Kendall Jenner, now that I'm saying that out loud?
mm,
Did I just make
did
that up?
he?
I don't know, I'm like, "Wait," I
No, I don't
for
think
some
so.
reason I thought Kendall I gotta look this up.
That would be so
Oh,
weird.
they were first linked romantically in 2015. They've been longtime friends, but nothing confirmed about dating. I remember headlines being like Kendall and Lewis dating, and that was oh my god, it just came to me.
I think
I don't
that
know why I
happened
didn't
with
think about
something else, like, I don't know what they just go for the same kind or look or I think it was, like, with it could have been, like, OBJ, who's back with the Giants, but it didn't, like, him and Chloe had something, and then maybe him and Kim like, there's always, like, something like that, and then I think it was, like, maybe Devin Booker and
Yeah,
Kendall, like,
Kendall.
somebody like,
Yep.
I just feel like they're always kinda similar, and then Chloe was so close with Scott Disick, like, I
Mhm.
always like, are they gonna date now that Courtney and him are not together? Like, yeah, I don't
It's a
know. Literally
little
can't keep up, but it's a little bit but I did see, speaking of Scott Disick, Lewis Hamilton and his mom were there at Scott's birthday with Kim and her kids and
oh,
all that, like,
cute.
kinda
Just one
being
big happy
normal
family.
and yeah,
Yeah, well,
I don't
cheers to them.
but yeah,
Cheers to being
exactly.
rich.
Yeah. Um, all right. Well, oh, we had your little feud you loved.
Oh, yeah, you forgot to mention it. Oh my god. I don't know if you follow Sophie Cunningham, but she freaking was going and now that she's back, she was obviously, out for MCL, but she's back now. Her and Caitlin, freaking dynamic duo. They are
She was
ripping it
busy
up the
being a
court.
model.
Oh, yeah, that's true. She's so
Mhm.
funny. She's cracks me up if you watch her TikToks at all. But did you see her and, Emily Angsler? I don't know how to pronounce that, but they were
She scares me.
competing. She looks like a man. Yeah,
I would not
she
wanna fight her.
but Sophie Cunningham's, like, martial arts training or trained and grew up doing that, so I feel like she fears
She's
nobody. She knows
safe,
how to
yeah,
fight. Yeah, she
yeah.
knows how to fight, but, yeah, they had some tension on the court, couple technicals called, so I love to see it, love to see the competition. They're back. Sophie's back. We love it.
Well, and then Emily had something to say for it after.
Oh, yeah. Well, what'd she say? She even
She was
goes
like,
like
"I'm not gonna let somebody talk to me like that no matter who they are," something like that.
well, she's like, "I'm gonna say it in terms where I'm not gonna get in trouble or
Yes,
something,"
yes,
and
she did say
I was
that
like,
before.
"Oh,
Yeah,
big
I'm like,
threat,
"Oh,
Emily."
okay, yeah, well, tone it down. Tell us what you
Yeah.
really have to say,
Yeah,
Emily."
there you go, but anyway, so I'm excited to continue watching that in the WNBA, the next Emily may be the next, Angel Reese, but we'll see.
We'll see, TBD. We'll see if she makes it to the Victoria's Secret one way.
Oh god, no way. No chance in hell.
Oh, goodness. All right, everybody. Well, buckle up for Spurs Knicks,
Woo. Game
French
1
Open
tonight.
finals, Belmont this weekend. What else we have? Stanley Cup finals coming up, right? There's
Damn.
all kinds of stuff. Then we're gonna the Olympics. Great, definitely not the Olympics. The World Cup is gonna be here
Yes.
in no time.
A lot of the players are actually staying, at the Four Seasons. Apparently, the Saudi players are here right now because they practice over in Dallas, but they'd rather stay at the Four Seasons, I guess. I don't know. Don't ask me. But that's what my concierge was telling me when I got home. So, come
Interesting. Well,
over
I
here
think
and
for
we'll see
some
all the
reason,
players.
some of them were training at,
Q2?
yes. So or maybe, like, before their actual training, so maybe they're here for that, and then they will migrate to Dallas, but
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Come
very
over here. Let's have
interesting.
some cocktails in the bar. I doubt any of
There
them
you
will be in
go.
there. They're on a
They better
regimented
not be drinking, it's World Cup. But that's gonna be fun to see, so lots of
Yep.
sports stuff coming up, but enjoy the rest of your week. Go Knicks, and go Chief Wallaby.
Chief Wallaby. Let's go
Uh
Pickles. Let's go Sal. Come on.
Come on, Sal. Oh, goodness. All right, everyone. Have a good rest of your week.
Ta-ta. Ciao.
Adios. Bye
Hasta luego.
bye.